Hey guys, welcome to the ninth Loomian Legacy News Center episode. In today's news, we're going to be covering the new update that came out in Loomian Legacy today. Before we start, then to make like and subscribe, also click that bell and set all notifications. Anytime when we do a premiere, you have notifications to you. Alright, let's get into today's video. So in today's video, before we start doing it, we're going to make a recap before we start getting to what happened today. We're going to do a recap so you guys are caught up with everything with the Vari update. So on May 19, Loomian Studio tweeted out the following tweet saying, "We'll be revealing our special new Loomian this weekend when it gets released in Loomian XC. We'll explain what makes this Loomian so special along with its full reveal." So in that tweet, they attach a picture to it showing Vari, the outline of what Vari looks like. At this time, we didn't know what it looks like, but now that it happened last weekend and we're coming today, we know what it looks like. But before, this is just like the outline, the concept, what it kind of looks like. You look at the ears, it looks like a kind of, Eevee, maybe an Eevee Loomian, or it looks like kind of, fox. You can see the tail, see the legs, you can see the ear, they look kind of fluffy for that. So we can kind of assume it's probably like maybe like a little pup Loomian, which has the kind of ears are like, type of like that, or Eevee Loomian, which ears are kind of like similar. Then in the next tweet, they now said they now released the Vari. They released it to us so we can see what it looks like. And this was on Saturday before the update came out. They said this is Vari. Vari has the unique ability to evolve based on its environment and circumstances. So basically, what that means is depending on where Vari is, it can evolve. So maybe if it's like in a graveyard, which one of the evolutions that was released last weekend had it to be in it had to be in a graveyard. So it can evolve depending on where it is. So in the environment it is, and depending on what happens, is how it can evolve. And they also said in today's update, Vari will be released. So that was last Saturday. In today's update, Vari will be released with 2 possible evolutions. However, over the course of the next few weeks, we will release a new evolution each weekend. And the next tweet, they posted out, "In order to find Vari, you must reach Mastery 9. After this, you can encounter Vari anywhere in the wild at a 1 out of 100 rate, except wild fishing. We'll announce each week what the new type." So every weekend that comes, there's going to be a new type. As of right now, from what we know from Loomian Studio, they're saying every weekend. That's really good idea to keep the game alive and keep the game pumping, because there's something to come back to. So last week, everybody, with the population of Loomian Legacy when there was no update, it was around like 1,000. With this update, especially last update, the population went up to like 8,000. So that's like more than 5-6 times of the 1,000 people that were playing around that time when there were no updates added to Loomian Legacy. So that's really good for that. They sat down and talked it out and found something that they can that's a small update and they can add so that people can have something to come back to and to play every week. So with the last tweet, they said this is Vari Day. You put like a kind of picture showing it. So they put a picture of what it looks like. So I forgot to mention it when I was reading that tweet. They put like a picture of Vari and its name, who made it, the people who modeled it, and then they have a description where it says Vari can be found roaming the wild in areas rich in elemental energies that resonate from soul crystals. For example, the new Loomian evolves when it's around fossils. So maybe the fossil kind of resonates with like soul crystal or soul energy, and then that's how it evolved into the new Loomian, which I'll talk about later in the video. It has the unique ability to evolve differently depending on circumstance. So like they said in the previous tweet, that it can evolve depending on what circumstance it's in. Then on May 22nd, they'll say as of this weekend, Vari's available evolutions are typeless and spirit. Typeless and spirit. So the evolutions that came with Vari is Cervolen, which Vari evolved Cervolen when at level 20, and then to evolve Vari into Wendolen, which is a Loomian based off a Wendigo, which is like kind of horror mythical creature. It's called Wendolen, and it's based off a Wendigo. So to evolve Vari into Wendolen is simple. All you have to do is take Vari, go to the Huia Cemetery, and you have to encounter a Loomian, and let that Loomian that you encountered, like maybe a fan cup or a wisp pup, or any Loomian you encounter there. So basically, let Vari be fainted by a Loomian encounter there, and it's gonna evolve into, a dead deer, which is what Wendigo looks like. Looks like a dead deer, and Wendolen also looks like a dead deer. It will evolve into Wendolen after being fainted by Loomian in the Huaya Cemetery. And it kind of makes sense how when they say it resonates, because Huaya Cemetery, a cemetery is somewhere where dead people or dead things are put inside the ground to recognize them in like a funeral home or a funeral area. So that's basically what cemetery, where they go bury the dead. And it would make sense because Vari died in a cemetery, so the energy inside the cemetery kind of resonated with Vari, which made it evolve into the dead kind of deer, which is called Wendolen. Then in the next couple of tweets on May 27th, they tweeted out the following saying the next Vari evolution is coming to the mix tomorrow. So that was yesterday, Thursday. They said the next Vari evolution is coming to Loomian Legacy tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Will announce its type right before the release. So in the tweet next to that, 7 hours ago, they said the new Vari evolution drops in less than an hour. Its type is Asian. So you kind of infer that okay, we have fossil Loomian, so of course it's probably gonna have to be something related with that because it resonates around that energy, and that's how you evolve it. So the new Loomian that did come out today is called Kirolen. So Kirolen is like kind of like the word Kiro itself means light or Lord. It means Lord and light. It depends on what language it comes from. It can vary. So depending on what language like you speak or what language you want to translate it from, it can vary from any word. So from Japanese or Chinese, it can mean Lord or light. And Kiro is usually like a kind of boy's name. So Kirolen, but people are saying that Kirolen is based off a Chinese mythical creature called Kirin. Now Kirin, if you look at the picture that I'm going to put on screen, it kind of looks very similar. You can see how it has a kind of horn. It doesn't have like a direct horn, but you can see how it looks kind of similar, especially with its hoof. The hoof is what really brings it out and really kind of exposes it. You can see the hoof, and you can now see at the back where it has like hair on its like kind of tail. You can kind of see how what do you call it? You can kind of see how Kirolen and Kirin kind of look similar to each other. So how do you evolve Vari into Kirolen? To evolve Vari into Kirolen is fairly simple. All you have to do is get a Vari and put it in your ready position, your ready slot in your team. So if you guys don't know a ready slot in your team, your ready slot is the slot a Loomian goes to. The first Loomian, like for example, if I counter a random Loomian, that Loomian that comes out is in the ready slot. It's also the Loomian that's behind you that's walking. That's the ready slot inside Loomian Legacy. So you want to make sure you put your Vari in the ready slot, and you want to go to the UMV. If you don't have any fossils, you might want to use the UMV to go dig, but you don't have to have more than one, just one fossil, and that's all you need to evolve Vari into Kirolen. So if you don't have any fossils, you can use the UMV, go underwater, find fossils, come back up, and then you want to go to the area. There'll be a kind of like area where somebody will say that, oh, you can use this place to revive fossils. And once you go there, you click there, you put a fossil together, put the puzzle pieces, like the fossil pieces together, and once you revive a fossil, if Vari is inside that ready position, it will evolve into Kirolen. Like they said in that one tweet, they said that Vari resonates and evolves depending on what the circumstance and the environment. So for example, the environment was being around a fossil, so it evolved into Wendolen. Not Wendolen, in Kirolen. And then the circumstance was when Vari was around a fossil being being revived. So of course it's gonna resonate. The energy is gonna resonate, and it's gonna evolve into Kirolen. And that's basically it. So how to evolve all three that we know of right now. To get Cervolen, level up Vari to level 20, then to get Wendigo, to get Wendolen, because they all have Len. Cervolen, Wendolen, and then Kirolen. So to evolve Vari into Wendolen, all you have to do is take Vari to the Huaya Cemetery, let it die by a wild Loomian inside the Huaya Cemetery, and then to evolve after it's dead, or after it's fainted, after the battle's over and it's fainted, then it's going to evolve into Wendolen. And then, like I said before, evolve Vari into Kirolen, just revive a fossil, and have Vari inside the ready slot. So yeah, let us know down in the comments what type do you think is going to be released last weekend, because right now we have normal type, which is Cervolen, we have ghost type or spirit type rather, which is Wendolen, and then we have the ancient type, which is Kirolen. So let us know down in the description, what do you guys think? Any theories that you guys think, okay, maybe next weekend is going to be like ice type, or it's going to be fire type, or it's going to be bug type, or it's going to be air type, something like that. Let us know your theories and your thoughts about this new Vari-Lutions, Vari-Lutions, or variants, depending on what you guys want to call it. There's a lot of people who have an argument between it's Vari-Lutions, because Vari-Lution, like Evolutions, Ev evolves into various forms, so it could be Vari-Lution or it could be variant. But what do you guys think next Vari-Lution is gonna be in this update? And yeah, that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also click that bell and set all notifications. Same time when we do a premiere or do it on channel, you have a notification to you. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.